A novel of faith, hope, and eternal love. The world 2,000 years ago was heavy with shadows. Kingdoms rose and fell, rulers claimed glory, and ordinary people carried the burdens of hunger, sickness, and fear. They searched for truth in temples, followed philosophers in the marketplace, and longed for a light that could pierce the endless darkness of their souls. Humanity waited, not knowing that the answer to their cries was soon to be born in a humble manger. In the quiet town of Bethlehem, a child's first cry broke the stillness of night. Angels sang to shepherds in the fields, declaring that peace had come to earth. Wise men traveled across deserts, guided by a star that seemed to whisper of divine promise. This child was Jesus, the Son of God, the Savior foretold by prophets through the ages. From the very beginning, his life carried a purpose that reached beyond time, beyond nations, and beyond human understanding. As he grew, he lived not in palaces but among the poor. He worked with his hands, learning the trade of Joseph the carpenter. Yet his wisdom was unlike any other. At the age of 12, he astonished teachers in the temple with words that seemed to carry eternity within them. People began to sense that this was no ordinary boy, but one chosen by God for a mission greater than anyone could imagine. When Jesus began his ministry, crowds followed him wherever he went. They were not drawn only by miracles, though miracles poured from his hands. The blind saw, the lame walked, lepers were cleansed, storms calmed at his command. But beyond wonders, it was his love that transformed people. He spoke of a God who was not distant and angry, but a Father who cared for every tear, every sorrow, every lost heart. He told the broken that they were precious, the sinners that they were forgiven, and the outcasts that they belonged. His words carried authority, yet they were gentle. Love your enemies, he said. Do good to those who hate you. This teaching was unlike anything the world had ever heard. In a time of revenge, he preached forgiveness. In a world of pride, he taught humility. In a culture of fear, he offered hope. People believed in Jesus because his life reflected his message. He ate with tax collectors, touched the untouchable, lifted children into his arms, and spoke to women with dignity. Every action revealed the heart of God. To follow him was not to enter a religion of rules, but to encounter a living relationship of love. Yet his path was not easy. The powerful felt threatened by his truth. Religious leaders feared the loss of control, rulers feared rebellion, and whispers of conspiracy grew louder. Still, Jesus continued, knowing his mission was not to escape suffering but to embrace it for the sake of the world. The night came when soldiers seized him. Betrayed by a friend's kiss, abandoned by his followers, mocked and beaten, he was brought before rulers who found no fault in him, yet condemned him to death. The crowds who once cheered now shouted, "Crucify him!" Upon a wooden cross, with nails piercing his hands and feet, he bore the weight of humanity's sin. The sky darkened, the earth shook, and with his final breath he whispered, "It is finished." Why do people believe in Jesus? Because in that moment of death, love defeated hate. He gave himself freely, not for the righteous but for the lost, not for the powerful but for the weak. His sacrifice revealed a God who would rather die for humanity than live without them. But the story did not end in the tomb. On the third day, the stone rolled away, and the grave could not hold him. Jesus rose, victorious over sin and death. His disciples, once fearful, now became fearless witnesses. They carried his message across continents, and though empires tried to silence them, the flame of faith only spread. Generations have passed, yet his presence remains. People still believe in Jesus because his love is alive. The sick still find comfort in his healing, the broken still find hope in his words, the lonely still find a friend in his spirit. His story is not locked in history but continues to write itself in the hearts of millions every day. Some believe because of miracles they have seen, others because of peace they cannot explain. Some believe because his forgiveness set them free, others because his call gave their lives purpose. From cathedrals to small huts, from crowded cities to silent deserts, voices rise in prayer to the same Savior who once walked the hills of Galilee. Jesus is believed because he is more than a teacher, more than a prophet, more than a historical figure. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He is the bridge between God and man, the light that no darkness can overcome, the hope that no despair can destroy. And so, the answer to why people believe in Jesus is found not only in books or sermons but in the living testimony of changed lives. A thief transformed into a servant, an addict set free, a grieving mother comforted, a lost soul redeemed. Each story whispers the same truth: Jesus lives, and he loves without end. The world may still be heavy with shadows, but his light continues to shine. And wherever that light is received, hearts are healed, hope is reborn, and faith blossoms like spring after winter. This is why, after 2,000 years, people still bow their heads, lift their hands, and declare with joy, "I believe in Jesus Christ."